Backing up a little bit, how long did you work after that? Did you have other jobs with the railroad before military duty called?
Yes, and I was breaking in to be a dispatcher already. And me and a boy named Jack Horn. He was also from Eastland. And they called us, the chief dispatcher called us out of the movie one day. And
you were at a theater?
Uh-huh. And he wanted us to sign a request for military deferment.
Which would have allowed you not to go into the Korean War.
And become train dispatchers. And we made the decision, no, we want to go ahead and serve our country. And
did much deliberation go into that decision?
Nope, we didn't. It didn't give much thought to it at all.
It seemed like the thing to do to go
at the time. It did, yeah. And most people, I guess, would probably have jumped at the chance.
All right, you're in the theater. You get called out, and he asked you about the deferment, and you didn't do it.
We worked a little bit longer than I volunteered for induction.
Tell me about some of the friends you had while you were working for the railroad.
Well, I think one friend that really stands out would be Jimmy Fitzgerald. He was a operator also on the extra, what we call the extra board. When you don't.
And the extra board was
relief. Whenever somebody was off sick, you'd go relieve them. You didn't have a regular job.
And not regular shifts either? Would you work different shifts?
Yeah, work different shifts and everything. And Jimmy was a real outgoing, friendly fellow. And I think you met Jimmy.
Yes, I have.
But anyway, we were walking there in Amarillo one day, and we walked by a car lot. And some fellow had just traded in a 40 model Ford. And he said, that's really a good car, but I just wanted a later model car. And I said, well, I can't get a loan because I won't. You had to be 21 to get a loan, and I didn't want to ask my parents for money for that. And I said, well, if I had the money, I'd get the car. Jimmy said, I'll let you have the money. So I borrowed the money from Jimmy and paid him back.
How did he have the money?
He probably had 95 cents of every dollar he ever made.
Just that kind of person, huh?
Yeah.
But generous.
He was generous, yeah. But of course, he had an alternative motive. He would use it for dates. Whenever I'd be working, he'd borrow the car, something like that.
What about interest? Did he charge you interest?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
But he liked to borrow the car, too.
Tell me a little more about Jimmy Fitzgerald, because he was quite a character, as I remember. Unfortunately, he passed away at a young age. Yeah. He died of a heart attack. But
well, he really liked the girls. He and I were both working at Hereford, and we would go up to the Green Hedge Cafe about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and get a hot steak sandwich and a piece of pie. As we'd walk in, well, he'd see the waitress, and he'd get her, hold her hands, look into her eyes, say, "You're so pretty." And she really wasn't. And then he'd go back in the kitchen. Her mother worked in the kitchen. He'd put his arms around her and hug her. He'd say, "How's my mama doing?" and everything. And then whenever they would serve us our pie, we'd get a piece of pie. Mine would be about like this. And Jimmy's would be about like this.
So it sounds like he really knew how to charm the ladies.
Well, he never saw an ugly girl.
Did he date?
Yeah, but it didn't matter to him whether they were pretty or not.
During this time before you went in the war, tell me the cities again where you worked.
I worked Hereford. Went back and worked at Texaco on the extra board also. And worked at Canyon, Friona, which is between Hereford and Clovis, and Canadian, and Pampa, Shattuck, Oklahoma.
All of these towns before you went into the military?
All these towns,
Did you spend any time in Amarillo?
Oh, Amarillo mostly. I got qualified on the interlocking plant there at Amarillo, and I spent a lot of time working there.
Did you stay in boarding houses, apartments? How did you, during this time as you moved around?
Well, there was the Gerald Hotel was there, and it was $7 a week for a room. But if you doubled up on a room, that was just another $1. So it would just cost you $4 a week for a room. And there was a real nice little place there. You could have a 2 egg and bacon, toast, coffee, and jelly for 50 cents. Most of the railroaders stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
Say Jack Horn and I were breaking in for train dispatchers. We'd been recognized as good employees, and so we were breaking in as train dispatchers already, which was very unusual because we were under 20 years old. Chief dispatcher liked me a lot.
So you began to learn how to dispatch trains even before the military.
Mm-hmm.
So had you decided not to go into the war, you probably would have had a pretty good career path.
I'd been a dispatcher and probably been promoted on up.
Things could have been a lot different in your life.
Yeah.
I might not be here.
You wouldn't be here.
Yeah.